Okay, so I'm just going to be doing a very quick walkthrough of just the code for the project. I want to do a separate video in which I actually show the app running. So hopefully this will make a little bit more sense after that. But so this will probably just be like a couple minutes. There's not too much to go over. I'm not going to go into like crazy detail. Anyway, so the game as of right now, it doesn't look pretty, whatever, but it's got a couple of activities in it. The first of which, the first being a login activity, in which it makes a GET request. You just type a username, password, it makes a GET request, this URL right here. Still haven't set up dynamic DNS, whatever, but, and then makes that request, and the server will send back a JSON object after, verifying or authenticating the username and password. This is the create user. No matter, it's the exact same thing as the logon. Logon right here, you can see it gets the text from the username text box, gets the text from the from the password text box. Starts a new async task because that's in order to use like an HTTP object, you need to do an async task. But I have it assigned to a string and waiting for a maximum of 8,000 milliseconds, 8 seconds. It never takes that long, but it's just to ensure that this actually gets done and it gets a response from a server. Otherwise, it might time out and just all sorts of issues. And this is sort of my hokey way to authenticate the JSON object. If the authentication went fine, the JSON object, the first character is this left bracket. It's terrible, but whatever. This is all just proof of concept. I'm going to change that around later. And right here is the async task. So I'm going to use this one to log in. So yeah, so it just grabs the stuff. And gets the response, reads it and converts it to a string, which is either going to be a string, turns the JSON object to a string, which is either essentially going to say you got in or you didn't get in, and then it'll continue with that information. You can see on my login button, the last thing it does, as long as authentication was good, is it sets the name in this static player object, and then moves you to the here it is, the main activity, the main game activity. I should probably change around the names, but yeah, onto the main game activity. You'll see this in the video where I actually show the game running, but basically what it is I've implemented the Google Maps API, and it's going to query the database, pull, once you give the database your name, I forgot exactly what's required, but it's essentially like your name and your location. It's going to, first of all, update your location in the database, and then get everyone within about a 20 or 30 meter diameter of you, and bring that information back. And then, and once it has that information, it draws nodes on the Google map of all the people around you. And then the idea is you're going to click on that, you're going to be able to click on those nodes and hit an attack button. At that point, the person on the other end will receive a notification, and if they accept within a time limit, whatever, then you'll both enter into the battle activity. So there's that. There's not really too much to go into here. Let's see if I can talk about any of the key parts. Log off just calls another PHP script running on the server. This is another. It's called as part of the onCreate method. So first thing it does is gets your GPS location. As long as it's on, it doesn't error out if your GPS isn't on. Your location will just be old. Updates, and that again is tied to another PHP script, so it's just a GET request. Let's see. So alright, so this is, once you have your location, it draws it, and you see I titled it self, and it has a different color. It's Azure. And then locations is the JSON object that we're getting back from another async task, which is down at the bottom. We can show that later. And then it parses that, grabs all the latitude and longitude, and draws another it draws an enemy node on the map for each one of those. I do have to change it a tiny bit. Right now it's just pulling raw latitude and longitude, and I need to change it so that you can actually have a player name. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool. It's not totally necessary. Here more just like. Alright, so here's my async task that does request locations. Another small issue with this is, just for like testing purposes, I'm not sending the current player's location. So it's actually just sending back a JSON object with every person in the database, which right now is, 5 or 6 test entries. But again, I'm going to change it later, so your location is sent as a parameter in this URL for PHP, and then it's going to take that and only pull locations that are within about 30 meters of you, whatever that is in a decimal latitude and longitude. Yeah, so this is just the buffered reader parsing it, and wherever it is. Yeah, so result is a global variable, and it's just set to this JSON object. Sorry, that's right here. Wasn't paying attention. Anyways, so yeah, again, once that's done, it takes it in and draws those all on the map. So things to be done. We actually have the working Bluetooth connection game, so that's going to be a matter of copy pasting, just changing around a few things to get that working in. The only thing really left for me to do that's going to be difficult is get to send a notification to a person next to you, and I got to figure out if I'm going to do that over Bluetooth or whatever. But I think that's very possible. I don't think it should cause too many issues. And then I just have to implement the actual battle. It's going to be a Pokemon style game where you have a roster of these fighting monsters, and they'll take turns using certain abilities on each other. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. Pokemon's kind of a proven concept. So, anyways, that's that. Now this will be in one post, so you should look at the next video where there will be me showing a quick demo of the game running. So, thank you and goodbye.